What got things settled down for you guys?
You know, their power play is so dangerous. They've got such a dynamic group of forwards. You know, when you got to kill those penalties early in the game, it really disrupts the flow of your line shifts and, you know, time on ice for guys. So that can really skew a period when you got to kill those, you know, even the 4-on-4, you know. So, you know, you get off the lead and you take 2 penalties and it just really kind of, you know, deflates the period where you can ride some momentum. So that was disappointing. I don't know if I ever felt like the game settled down the way it was played. You know, it was an up and down game, and both teams had chances, and sure entertaining, but a tough one to stand behind the bench for.
Questions?
When Kreider is scoring, is he doing anything differently than? No, is he just moving more?
I mean, I think he's been more straight line. I mean, you know, it's the second goal he scored on a power play with that type of speed, just off the initial rush, and I think he's doing more of that lately. But, you know, he was scoring, he's been productive. You know, I think that was his 11th goal of the year. So, you know, he's been pretty, you know, every other game pace for goals, so that's a pretty good pace. So, you know, he's been productive on the power play, and, you know, I just think the last few games he's been more straight-lined and, you know, using his speed more, which is really going to back people off and create a lot of space for him and opportunity for him.
I don't know that there's anything more to say about Henrik Lundqvist, but you did pull him from a game the last time out, and, you know, he gets a milestone win tonight and did 39 saves in doing it. So what can you say about him tonight?
Well, you know, the plan originally was to play Georgie tonight, but, you know, after what happened in the island, and as I said, when I put Georgie in for the third period, it had nothing to do with Hank's play. He didn't have a chance in any of them, and I just didn't want to subject him to another period of that. And sometimes a goalie change ignites your team. So that was the thought process behind taking him out for the third period. And after that, I wanted to get him back in because obviously he's had a heck of a year, and he's our goalie, and I didn't want him to wait too long to get back in there, so we put him back in tonight, and he did what he's been doing all year long. So, I mean, there's really not much more to say about him. He's been an elite goalie for a long time, and I think he's going to be an elite goalie for a while to come.
And if I can follow up, Brendan Smith, what did you think of him?
I thought Smitty was pretty good tonight. I thought, obviously, the goal was big. You know, I thought he always competes. I thought he managed the game well. I thought he had a good night. Defended well. Did a lot of good things.
Coach, on a night when you say it was tough to stand behind the bench, to get that win in a game that was so nervous like that, what does it say about your team?
Well, I think we're growing up. I think we're, you know, as we've talked about our late game struggles here in the last 3 weeks, we've, you know, managed to survive, you know, manage the game well later in the game over the last few games that we've had leads. So that was good to see, and we just, you know, I just feel like we continue to grow. I think we're, you know, playing better hockey at key times, understanding situations. You know, tonight was important because you're going to lose games, but the key is don't let it snowball. You know, you don't want one loss to turn to 4, and that can happen in a hurry in our league. And, you know, so tonight was a challenge. All right, you lost a game. What are you going to do about it? And we found a way to win tonight. I thought we did a lot of good things. I was actually surprised at the end of the second period. The shot totals, it didn't feel like that on the bench. Maybe we missed the net more than they did or whatnot, but, you know, I liked our game, you know. I liked our game.
Coach, earlier this year you said with Hedl that when one would go in, it would come in bunches. Are you seeing anything different out of him now, or is it really just that theory that, you know, once it goes, it's just a really reigning captain's order, it's going to keep coming?
Yeah, I think for a player with that talent, I think that happens. But I also think it helps that he's playing with the guys he's playing with, too. You know, I think we've got to acknowledge that, you know, when he's playing with Hayes and Kreider, and now he's playing with Nemesnikov and, you know, Zibanejad. You're gonna have more opportunity, but, you know, boy, he's, you know, every time he's out there, you get the feeling that, you know, we're going to create some offense. And, you know, as much as his line mates, I also think it's the way he's playing with his confidence and his speed.
Coach, momentum-wise, do you like the way the team's able to turn the page from a subpar game, and just how well you're playing at home?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's a great place to play. We've got incredible fans, and it's, you know, we feed off it, as I think most teams do when you play at home. You just feed off the excitement of your crowd and enthusiasm, and, you know, our guys certainly do that. And, you know, get out to the lead and then give it up and then come back and tie it. And, just the third goal is a big goal. It's a greasy goal. It's a dirty goal, and we've got to score those. And and then the power, obviously, to capitalize on the power play was huge.
With Smith and Clarkson on the penalty kill being pretty effective. Being pretty effective. Is that something that you have to consider as you make your roster make your lineup for each game?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, Freddie's played well. He played really well. And, it's good to see Smitty come back in and play with the passion and the pace and the compete that he played with tonight. And, our penalty kill was good. They got that great goal, but, that last kill was a huge one, and, those guys down low did a good job.